Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and I'm here with a Mother's Day card to share with you. This was for my mother. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's Moroccan stencil along with their sentiment strip dies. I'm also using the Happy Hello stamp set, the add-ons, and the Tulip stamp set along with the Tulip outline dies. And I also use the Circle Internal Scallop dies 1 and Birthday Word dies. So first of all, I have an A2 sized card base cut at 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches with a Teflon bone folder and my Martha Stewart scoreboard. And I pulled out this Moroccan stencil and, a Trinity Stamps blending brush. And I'm using Shabby Shutters in Distress Oxide ink to blend some, color on the center. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now I cut the largest circle out of Simon Says Stamp Champagne Matte cardstock. And I'm going to glue that to the front of my card front with some art glitter glue. So I'm just going to run that around the edge. Now it's not going to be able to fit on the A2 size card front. It's going to hang off. Now I left this in because I leave my mistakes in my videos. So I stick it down and I will weight it down. And I went ahead and I cut off the edge and I thought I'm going to put the arrangement on the left, and I just didn't like it. So I left it there thinking about it while I put together the Happy. So the Happy was cut out of that same Simon Says Stamp Champagne Matte cardstock, and I'm just going to stick that down onto Whirlwind Vellum. It's just a nice opaque vellum. There we go. And that is from the Birthday Word dies from Jaded Blossom. I love the font on this. It's so pretty. So it'll say Happy Mother's Day, but the Happy is in a, in a die cut. There we go, and I will weight it down with my acrylic block. So you see, I ended up cutting the front off my card base, and I'm going to stick it down on another card base because I want that circle hanging off the left side of the card, not the right. So I'm just going to line it up. No one knows but you and me that I made a mistake, that I didn't plan on that, right? Okay, now I'm going to round the upper right and the lower left corners with a 1/2 inch corner chomper from We Are Memory Keepers. And now I'm going to arrange these tulips. Now I used Alt New inks to stamp these. Those were all stamped in the Jaded Blossom release video that these came out, and I believe it was the Easter release, 2023. And I'm just going to stick them down onto the front. Now all the inks will be listed on my blog, but I used Alt New inks in Evergreen, Frayed Leaf, and Forest Glades. I also used Pinkalicious, Puffy Hearts, Purple Wine, and Raspberry. But they will all be linked on my blog. And I also used VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink for the outlines. Yeah, and that's about it. I did stamp that onto Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock at the time. And now I'm just going to kind of nestle in all these leaves. And I'm using that art glitter glue and I'm using my reverse tweezers to kind of arrange everything. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's, I'm kind of going for like a wreath look. So I just think it's really pretty. And I'm just going to stick those all in there wherever they fit. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, this is art. Art isn't perfect. And I'm just adding in all those little leaves. I thought this turned out really actually nice. I kind of liked how this one turned out. And I made it for my mom, so There we go, and I'm just going to slip that in. So I was going for something a little bit more classy this time instead of cute and cuddly, right? You'll have to let me know if I hit the mark. I don't know. I tried. So I'm just trying to figure out where this is going to go. And I'm going to put some art glitter glue, but it's going to be just behind where that Simon Says Stamp Champagne Matte cardstock is. Okay, so I did go ahead and pre-stamp the Mother's Day in VersaFine, on Ink on 3's Juicy Ink, and I used Brutus Monroe's Alabaster embossing powder, and I melted it with my heat tool, and I did cut them out with the sentiment strip dies, and that was stamped onto Paper Tray Ink black cardstock. I can't remember if I mentioned that. And I'm using scrapbook adhesives, foam squares, to pop it up. So it'll say Happy Mother's Day. And I think it turned out pretty nice. I quite liked it. There we go. And I'm just going to, try and get them straight. I do my best, right? There we go. And I'm just trying to make sure everything looks good. And that's just my Teflon bone folder there. Okay, and then I pulled out little things from Lucy's Crafts, and it's their pearl soft snowball mix. They're just white pearls, and I'm using glossy accents to stick them down. I'm also going to be using Trinity Stamps, what is it called? Sorry guys, Trinity Stamps boiled sugar mix. They're the heart jelly drops. So they're like kind of like a clear little heart, which is kind of pretty. I'm using my Studio Katia embellishment wand. There we go. And I just think it's just so pretty. I love these little embellishments that you can add. I think they add a lot to your background. And it just makes it look so pretty. I like the shine. And there you go. So kind of pretty, right? And I try to get like an odd number. I try to straddle the sentiment in the images and try to nestle things in. And I think it turned out rather pretty just as it is. So I decided on the inside, I do a little bit of freehand stamping just with these tulips. They don't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to, you know, add a little something to the inside. And I'm going to do some inking. I'm using Puffy Heart. And I'm just going to stamp this tulip randomly on the bottom. I'm just trying to cover the bottom lip of this card. So just easy stuff. I'm using a foam mat underneath. And I'm just doing some freehand stamping. It doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, sorry, that was Pink Diamond. And now I'm using Puffy Heart. And I'm going to, you know, put the layer on. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because this is just like an inside decoration, right? But I think it turned out very nice. Like I like the way that Altenew inks kind of settle into the cardstock. It blends out, they blend out really pretty. So there we go. And then now I'm pulling out Forest Glades. And I'm going to stamp some, like one of the leaves. Now this does not have to be perfect, like I said. It's going to overlap those tulips a little bit and it doesn't bother me one bit. I'm just sort of filling in. And it's kind of got like a, you know, like an abstract look to it. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. And now I'm going to pull out the evergreen. And I'm going to stamp off the layer. I'm going to stamp it off, and then I'm going to add the detail to those leaves with that. There we go. I didn't want to use it like full on dark because there's just too much contrast for, you know, for the inside of the card. I just wanted a little bit of darkness to add a little bit of something, something. So there we go. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but I think it turned out really pretty. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog. Get inspired by the team, the Jaded Blossom store, to maybe get some of these amazing products. And thank you as always for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we will see you soon in my next one. And that's the inside. Bye everyone.